they've reported incidents of harassment. I want to take you now to our Kisumu studio. Mumias West MP John Naika is sitting there, and he's got two ladies with him, both who are victims of police brutality. Also sitting here in studio with me is George Morara. He's the Vice Chairperson of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Thank you all for being here. I'll start with you, Mheshimiwa. What exactly is happening right now? Are there people who are still admitted, or has everybody been released from hospital?
Thank you, Larry. Actually, what happened is that many people were taken to different hospitals within the county. Some went to Kakamega, some went to Matungu, some were even taken to private hospitals. But so far, I admitted 8 of them at Kakamega level 5. Now, I have discharged about 4, and I have 2 here with me. And they were terribly beaten, tortured, and they can explain for themselves what happened. So inhuman. I do not expect GSU to behave like that on weak people, on harmless people of Shivare village.
Mheshimiwa, if you could just ask Rosemary and Elizabeth, who are sitting with you, nini haswa kilitendeka?
Wacha Rosemary akwambie. Na alafu Elizabeth pia kuambie.
Kwa hayo majina, naitwa Rosemary Adhiambo kutoka kijiji ya Shibale. Mnamo tarehe 24 saa 10 usiku nikastukia watu wananigongea mlango. Kugonga mlango nikauliza ni akina nani? Nani huyu ananigongea mlango? Wakazidi tu kugonga ati fungua mlango, sisi ni maaskari. Kwambia na saa hii saa 10 hii maaskari wanatafuta nini saa hii? Wakaniambia wewe amuka ufungue mlango ama tupite na hii mlango. Ni mimi nikaamuka wakapita na mlango kama sijakisha taa. Kwa kisha taa kuingia ndani kuanza kuniambia wewe mama toa bunduki. Nikawauliza bunduki gani yenye niwapatie? Mimi sina bunduki. Wakaanza kunipiga wawili. Mmoja ameniweka chini ananikanyaga, mwingine ananichapa na fimbo.
All right, that is a very
sasa hata vile walikuwa wananichapa naona ndio hizi maalama niko nazo hapa, hata zingine ndizo hizi ziko hapa hivi, mgongo bado hata siwezi kuonyesha.
All right,
sasa wakaniuliza sasa nijitetee. Nikawauliza sasa nijitetee namna gani? Wakaniambia wewe unajua kama vile unaweza kujitetea. Mimi nikamwambia nimeshawaambia mimi sina nini? Sina hiyo bunduki.
All right, Honorable Naika, could we hear from
Elizabeth
as well?
Now you can hear from Elizabeth.
Kwa majina ni Elizabeth Makoha. Ilikuwa tarehe 24 masaa 10 hivi. Nilishtukia watu wanagonga mlango na nilikuwa na malaria sasa niko mjamzito wa miezi ngapi? Miezi 5. Sasa walipogonga mlango niliwauliza ni wakina nani? Wakaniambia sisi ni askari. Na huko nje walikuwa wanatesa watu, wanapiga nduru huko. Sasa venye nilifungua mlango nilikuwa na watoto wadogo, mmoja akanigwamia. Nikambeba nikafungua na mlango na nikamulika tochi kweli kuhakikisha kweli wana askari. Venye nilimulika tochi walinikataza, wakaniambia wacha kutumulika kwa uso. Wakanipiga kofi kwa uso. Sasa venye niliweka tochi chini, wakachukua tochi na wakaenda nayo usaidia duka juu niko na duka, na mimi wakanirusha nje. Kurusha nje wakaniuliza tupe pesa. Mimi nikasema mimi sina pesa. Uwezi toa chai ya wazee. Mimi nikasema sina yako pesa mimi. Na sikujua pale wameenda huko, wameenda kuchukua pesa kwa duka. Sasa wakaniambia basi toa punduki. Mimi nikasema mimi sina punduki. Wakaniambia sasa venye huna punduki utatoa chai ya wazee. Mimi nikasema mimi sina chai ya wazee. Sasa wakaanza kunikanyaka kwa tumbo huku, wakanikanyaka huku kote, na wakanikanyaka na mkono huku. Na sasa niko mimba. Sasa mimba miezi 5. Sasa venye walinigonga hivyo, wenye walikuwa kwa duka wakakuja wakanibeba na wakanirusha ndani, kajua labda wajapata pesa yangu, labda walikuwa natafuta bunduki yao hiyo.
So those stories that
hapo nje napiga nduru, wananirusha ndani, wanipiga nduru, wakachukua nini, wakaniambia funga mlango, na hata sikuwa na nguvu ya kufunga mlango.
Pole sana. So Elizabeth and
sioni tofauti.
I want to just jump in here real quick, guys, if we could. Because the stories are very similar with the stories we've had from other victims of this police brutality. And I want to play some of those for you right now before I bring in George Marara.
Walipoingia wakaniuliza, nikamwambia kitambulisho yangu ndio hii, wapi bwana? Nikamwambia bwana nimezika mwezi wa 9, mimi sina bwana. Na ID yake kwa, nikamwambia sina ID. Toa barua ya kazi, toa permit ya kazi, toa barua daktari. Nikamwambia hizo zina. Leta kibeti chako. Nikatoa kibeti yote nikawamwagia hapo, ilikuwa shilingi 7,000. Hiyo kibeti wakachukua. Na watatu wakaanza kuendelea kunipiga. Wamenipiga wakaniambia geuka. Mimi nageuka na wanapiga. Lala chini kivudiuni, nikageuka nikalala. Na wanaendelea kupiga hizo.
George Marara is here with me, Vice Chair of KNCHR. I understand you're now looking into this case?
Absolutely, we are. Actually, Larry, the stories that those victims have been narrating really fit what our team found on the ground. We sent a team, we have an office for Western Kenya region, and they went down there, they interviewed a total of 35 people. And out of those 35 people, one of the most harrowing stories is the one of the person who passed on, I think yesterday morning. That is Mr. Stanley Namai. And Namai was trying to escape from this brutality, and the only way he could escape is by trying to lock himself up in his shop.
Right.
And it's alleged that the police set the shop ablaze, and because of the burns that he suffered, he lost his life. Again, a number of people, a lot of extortion going on. We have had people saying if they told the police that they had less than 1,000 shillings, they were beaten senseless. We the owner of this New Covenant Hotel, Agre Wechuli, who lost over 40,000. Generally, just a lot of lawlessness that we don't expect from the men and women who swore to protect these very Kenyans that they were brutalizing.
How is this allowed to happen, though? Why is that still happening in 2016?
I think it's happening in 2016 because there are people who are still actually living in the past. There are people who are treating our constitution, and unfortunately, the security apparatus in this country seem to treat our constitution as a list of suggestions. I want to tell them our constitution is not a list of suggestions. It's the supreme law of the land. If you look at the National Police Service Act, you look at the constitution principles guiding national security and how the security apparatus should carry out security operations, they are very clear that human rights is integral, and brutalizing innocent people is not really the way to go about it. But the reason why this is going on again, I think we have people who are still stuck in the Fanya Fujo Uone kind of mindset. And no matter what we've done as a country, a lot of efforts at police reforms, we don't seem to be making headway.
Mheshimiwa Naika, what are you going to take, if any? Is there any
Larry,
action you're going to take
Larry,
about this?
From what I hear, you can hear this.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, Larry, I can summarize by telling you that this is the most primitive police unit we have in the country. This is an international criminal case. How do you come, a GSU, I thought, why should they show their might on the weakest? Why can't they show their might on Al-Shabaab? I think these are the people who should actually be taken for court-martialing.
Are you going to take any action, legal or otherwise?
Yes, I'm going to coordinate with the human rights, and we see what to do. We must take up this case, and we must actually take the government of the day to task. But at the end of the day, I want to thank the Red Cross. The Red Cross really helped us take care of these people day and night.
How many people have been injured in
Cross.
this in total? Do you know the exact number of people who are affected?
You know, Shivale village has got a population over 20,000. And you see, what is interesting is that they were torturing women. If the guns have been stolen by men, why were they only torturing women, harassing and taking big sticks and hitting their private parts of women? These are not human beings. Either they are a type of soldiers who have never been paid salary for 1 year and they are revenging, or they have an issue. Because as you are aware, Mumias is a very peaceful place.
Right. Stay with me for a moment, Mheshimiwa. Is there any kind of action the KNCHR can take in this? If you were to investigate these claims and find they were credible, then what?
Absolutely. We'll call for individual responsibility of the police officers involved. We are working very closely with the Independent Policing Oversight Authority to get the bottom of this. And what we are going to do as a commission is to actually find out who is the commander who deployed this unit. We already have some piece of evidence because in a place, in one of those places, I think it's in Mayoni, where maybe the police officers, in a bid to run away from the crime scene, one of them left a baton behind, and that baton was taken to the nearest police AP post there. It's coded, it's 4/22, so we'll actually find out who had been assigned this. But I can assure you, like we did with the case of Kwekwe, where the police were trying to cover up, there are already cases, noises from the police where they're trying to cover this up, but I can assure you that as a commission, and as Mheshimiwa said, we'll work together with the victims and everybody to make sure that individual accountability and responsibility is assigned to the officers who brutalized the Kenyans.
Beyond that, is there any possibility of compensation for these victims?
Well, absolutely. If we can actually go down there and compute the damage they suffered, that's also open for pursuit because, again, we won't let these Kenyans who are really trying to eke a living lose all they had in the name of keeping security. That is not how we keep security for our people.
Mheshimiwa, have you had any of the political leaders, or rather the police leaders, take responsibility within the county commission or larger within the region?
All they are saying is that they are still combing until their 7 guns are found. But Larry, who told them that if 7 guns or whatever G3 is lost, they have gone to Shivale? I am suspecting that this is an in-house, because who knew that they have only one policeman who is drunk and asleep at the counter? It must be themselves. Shivale is very different. It is over 1 kilometer from Buka Post. In fact, Buka Post is inside the estates of Mumias Sugar. It has nothing to do with the Shivale.
What do the victims want? Do they want compensation for Rosemary and Elizabeth? Have they specifically told you? Can you find out what do they want?
Want justice. Number one, we want justice. Number 2, we need compensation. As you have heard, these are small traders who have taken money from Uwezo Fund, from Youth Fund, from Women Group Funds. They are selling charcoal, they are selling onions, they are selling maize, and all their money, the biggest money, the amount of money they have is 6,000, 3,000, 7,000. All of it has been taken. They are selling charcoals. They have to start from zero. Where are they going to start from? Government, which is supposed to protect people, and you know, nobody in the government has even come to say sorry. I am so shocked about this government.
So there have been political leaders who've been talking about this,
and you
from the
know,
opposition.
they are putting
especially.
politics. They are playing politics with the lives of people. You can hear my neighboring member of parliament is coming to my constituency to play politics. Let him take his Jubilee politics out of Mumias.
Hang on.
You know,
hang on.
a constituency has got everybody has got a right to belong to any party. So
Okay.
you cannot assume that everybody belongs to your party.
Stand by for a moment. I want to play for you some of the other political leaders who've been talking about this, because it's something that's now on the national stage.
Ila wameingia hiyo sio ya serikali, sababu wameingia na kupiga, unapigwa na unaporwa pesa ambako nayo. Hata mimi nimevunja mlango mkono kwa matako siwezi kaa, sababu nimepiga marungu mingi, nimechukulia pesa yangu ambayo ningejitibia nayo, sina chochote. Tushashangaa serikali mbona nayo serikali gani hii? Hatulali.
What I also wanted to bring to your attention is the CODCO principal Kalonzo Musyoka talking about the police brutality and use of excessive force in dealing with citizens.
We condemn what is happening, terrorizing innocent women, because we are going towards election. Na tusipowaambia hawa na polisi hawa na sio polisi wa kawaida. We know polisi wa kawaida are given instructions. Wanaopeana hizo instructions ndio tunawaonya kwamba you cannot intimidate Kenyans. You cannot intimidate Kenyans anymore. Kenyans know their rights, therefore we condemn this. And we are asking, if you cannot deal with criminals, please don't terrorize innocent Kenyans.
Commissioner George Morara, is there a way for Kenyans to be able to get information directly to the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights?
Absolutely, Larry. And what we're saying is this: without evidence, there'll be no prosecution. Like I told you at the beginning, we've spoken with 35 people. It's only unfortunate that out of the 35, only 5 have reported their matter to the police. And we are urging all of them to report this. We'll work very closely with them. We'll be following up on Monday to ensure that all of them really report. They have P3s, the ones who are injured. And we're asking them, they can send a message to us, a short SMS message, 22359. That is free. They can also reach us via cell phone at 0724 256 448, or they can also reach us on 0733 780 800. More importantly, they can liaise with our regional office in Kisumu. It's at our Insurance Plaza, 3rd floor on Oginga Odinga Street. But the officers will be going back to the field so that all those who suffered injuries, all those who are violated, we can capture that information. We have tangible evidence, then we take it up from there.
So 22359, that is the free SMS number
Absolutely.
that somebody can send information through.
Yes, yes.
Honorable Naika, finally to finish with you, so what happens next for you and for the people of Shivale?
I have, you know, very many people have run away from that estate. It is a very populous estate with over 20,000 residents. I just want to appeal to them to return to their homes as we take care, as we see how to handle this matter. I raised this matter in Parliament. The Speaker gave me permission to give a personal statement, which I did. And I'm also contacting the other arms, including the media and human rights. I'm also taking up this matter with the United Nations. It is not an easy matter for a village to be slaughtered for no apparent reason.
All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much for Rosemary, for Elizabeth, and to you, and John Naika, MP for Mumias West, and also to you, George Morara, the Vice Chair of the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, for coming on tonight and helping us shed some light on this important issue.